Hi y'all, this is Chloe from Array of Gratitude, giving you that peace of mind to that one person, at least one person at a time. I'm here. You see me trying to fix up the background. It's coming along slowly but surely, but that's kind of what this energy is going on. If you don't know, welcome to this channel. This channel talks about creative energy. This channel reaches out to, I am a creative that helps other creatives, reaching out to them to help them understand their own energy, help them be able to remove as well as remove things that don't serve them, but yet and still know and feel that intuition that is highly needed as a creative to put those intentions into your work and flourish more life, more light, and more love into the atmosphere, right? So I like to talk about chakras and just plain old energy. Energy sometimes can be complex, but I like to keep it simple. And if you're all about that stuff, you definitely came to the right channel. So every month I'm going to be doing just a general message to my creatives to help you guys understand more of what this creative energy is as a whole. I do personal energy readings where it's more in tune to your own energy, which I started actually a Patreon too. Check that out below. But you can always just check out the website, see what I'm about, and see what type of energy that I bring to the table and help you explore your own energy as well as rejuvenate and replenish your energy as well. So speaking of chakras, we're going to get into this reading, right? So for anybody that knows, I also like to tie in astrology. I'm not an astrologist, but I like to tie that in too. And for anybody that knows, we're in the season in the sign of Aquarius right now. And all I can say is Aquarius are big thinkers. They think big, they think innovative, and they think for humanitarian, right? They think of for everybody more so, and they love to spread that. And we're going to get into a card that I have made. It's the Crown. And I'm just going to say, like I always say, if you've seen these videos before, if this is your first time, my camera is mirrored, so deal with it until I can get some new equipment. But anyway, the crown, right? The crown is your top chakra. It resides right above your head. And if you think about it, that's the energy that comes in and comes out, basically, right? It's also an energy that ties and helps balance your energies. We have 7 chakras within our body, and the crown definitely gets information as well as you giving out. It's a lot of mental energy. But, to the spiritual realm, if you believe that, it talks to other things that are unseen as well as getting that knowledge, that consciousness, finding things, digging in your subconscious, your unconscious, areas and bring them to the light. And I feel right now that is what, as a whole, we're all doing. Like, think of it. We're still in January. Can you believe it's 20-something new days in the 2020, right? That's funny. 20-something days in this new year of 2020. We're all still kind of on this high of New Year's resolutions and just thinking of new plans, new ways to be. And before I did this, before I pressed record, I definitely asked my own spirit. I said, what is this general message that I want to bring? And I basically saw someone opening the door and walking through it. And that's what I'm trying to ask you guys. Have you been feeling close to some type of new energy, something new that you want to embark on, something new that you want to enter, but you haven't been opening the door to go through that? Just like this room, This room was bare. I just moved about a month ago, and this room was bare, bare walls and all that. I walked into this room and I knew, okay, this is a room for XYZ. These are my intentions, right? So then I want to say, like, well, how am I creating all this stuff? And this is basically the general message. We're coming to a point where we're discerning, right? Discernment is about judging the possibilities, the benefits, as well as the consequences. Understanding the light and the dark in different situations. Bringing light to a situation and deading old things. And that's what we've all been in our minds about, trying to figure out what is best for us and what's not. If you haven't been figuring it out, I'm here to remind you that this is the best time to do this right now. And we're also understanding things that we have been keeping under wraps. We all wear masks. But sometimes people wear these masks for a very long time and it becomes permanent to your personality. And you put on this mask to wake up and go to work, and that's not your true self. And after a while, it plays a toll on you. And a lot of people don't tap into their spirit, their soul. But the reason why you may be feeling uncomfortable is because, well, your soul ain't feeling it. And that's something that's felt on a unconscious level, which is like, what's going on? But when you bring that to the forefront, when you bring that to the consciousness, then it helps you align with certain things. It helps you be more aware of, what you're thinking, how you want to act. Again, setting intentions. So if I'm going into an unknown room, I'm figuring out what's the what are the benefits of this? What are the consequences that can happen to me by doing this? Finding the discernment that's best with you, and aligning that with your aligning that with with your mind, heart, and soul. Because right now we're definitely being asked to step into some things that are unknown, to fill out more things that make you feel happy, but you have not really discovered this side of yourself. It's asking you to dig deeper as a creative to other talents that you do have. And they don't necessarily have to be artistic. It could be logical, practical. There could be some things. A friend of mine, she knows how to organize a lot. There's still a creative process that you go through in order to understand how you're organizing things. People don't understand that. Just like this. Me, like I said, again, blank walls. Me figuring out, how do I want to place these pictures, this artwork on the wall? It's a creative process. You're creating, you're getting these ideas, you're visualizing things, you're expressing things, and feeling what your heart desires as well. And I'm touching this because these are different energy wheels, chakras, that have and hold that energy that everybody has. Everybody has that. But a lot of us don't tap into that. A lot of us don't understand or don't even know about chakras. And I am here to talk to you more on the layman's term, or as layman as I can get. But yes, the mask. So we're tapping in and trying to figure out what's best. What are the intentions? What's the visual aspect? How can I create? How can I come up with walking into a blank room and making it for me, making me feel good, making me just feel alive when I walk into this room? And a lot of us, I feel, are just standing at the door and wondering and questioning, should I open this door? Because I don't know what happens on the other side. But if you think about it, especially like this is for us adults here. We're a certain age, right? We've made numerous mistakes before, especially in our childhood, right? So where this discernment comes in is where it's like, what didn't work before and what did work. Those are the regular things that you can think of first. But then tapping into the unknown, taking out the fear and just understanding that you are who you are and you've made it thus far to where you are right now, right? So why don't you have enough light? Why don't you have enough fight? Why don't you have enough energy and understanding of no matter what is put before you, you have the ability to, but you have to tap in. You have to understand, like, all right, it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to be easy. You know, it's going to be hard, but it's hard because it's something that you need to work at over and over until it becomes you, until you embody that energy and say, like, this is me. What are you talking about? Like, I don't have to do these practices or anything anymore, or not the way that I had to before, because this is a part of who I am now. This is a part of my everyday life. And that's the thing about a creator. You have a specific talent. You have a specific gift that only came with you because it's deep down in your soul. And once you can work on that and tap in more, your soul can speak to you and help you understand who you are. Besides all those other things, besides how much money you have in the bank, besides what type of job you have, besides where you live or what kind of car you drive, besides what type of family you have. There is a certain innate light and spirit within you that is only you, only coded, blueprinted to you, that makes you unique. And this is just a great time to start discovering that. Just to start to just even think of that and be like, you know, she giggles a certain way. Some people don't like it. Some people might have said, you know, she's fake, she's laughing fake. But other people may love that, and it is contagious and it makes them laugh. You know, something that simple, something that small can be very big and can be give so much energy that it does help other people. You know, and this is a discernment that we need to understand. Like, certain people may have said, they said whatever about me, and you turned it into bad because of how they reacted. But let's not do that. So this is the energy that is picking up. So how are we going to move forward, right? What do we need to be open to right now? I had to write it down because I know I go on tangents, you know, and something that wants to be shown, that needs to be brought to light at this time. And how can you focus your attention to bring that desire into reality, right? Because we're talking about things that make us happy, that make us feel whole, make us feel good within us. So how do we reach that? How do we dig deeper? I'm bringing the cards out to talk about it, right? So we're going to talk about these few things for this new energy as a creative. How are we getting into this? Now, this is a general reading, like I said. If you want a personal reading, you can, sign up to my new Patreon, because there are certain tiers that allow you to get personal readings, allow you to get creative direction to your projects that you're working on, and to, certain things that you just want to focus on with your creative energy. Or you can just hit me up and just have a personal reading just one time. All right, so I have all those links below. Let's go and let's get into this energy, right? So just going to do a quick little shuffle. So we are definitely breaking down a lot of things, a lot of energy that does no longer need that we don't need this energy anymore. It's pretty much like an early springtime. The caterpillar been in the cocoon. This time people think of winter being as, this is your hibernation stage and you're being in the cocoon. But honestly, I feel like we're breaking out. Yes, tapping into that intuition. Give me a few seconds, guys. Oh, that's too many cards. Okay, let's just roll with it. Let's kind of just... Alright. Okay, so... And here are my handy dandy cards. So let me just get these cards out and I'll give you guys the message. But right now, basically, it's a lot of breaking down old to rebuild new. That's what a lot of this energy is right now. Tapping into your intuition, most definitely. That is funny. And just deciding what it is that you want to create. So, let's talk about it, right? So, what do you need to be open to right now? What do you need to be open to right now, creatives? So, for my Mantra Maven cards, my Gratitude Attitude cards, excuse me, this is what came out. Sometimes the things that we can't change ends up changing us. And that's totally true. As we have right here, this Tower card. So this Tower card looks pretty scary, kind of, right? It's like lightning, it's fire coming out, and sometimes in an original tarot card, they have people jumping out of it. And it's like it's an emergency. Like, it's something drastic that they could not control. But it's actually life-changing because, either they come to a point where it's like do or die type of thing. And sometimes it may not be like that right now, but basically it's like, what do you have to be open to right now? You have to be open to change. You have to be open to letting go of old things and embracing new things. Just like I was saying in the beginning, we're opening a new door. You have to let go of fear. Like, it is so hard, and I am so guilty of this. It's like fear of the unknown is so crazy because it just really feels like today I can see things and tomorrow I'm just blacked out and I'm totally blind. And it's like now I have to use all these senses to understand like what's going on. And could you imagine just being in a new house, becoming blind and just like, I don't know my way around? Because my old house, my parents' house, I know I can literally walk around that house blind and go where I need to go because I've lived there damn near most of my life. You know what I mean? But now it's like getting out of the old, opening this new door and saying, hey, this is totally new to me. I don't know what's going on, but I'm going to allow myself to let this change flow through me. Because clearly, everybody needs to change. That's what growth is. We definitely need to grow. We celebrate birthdays, but we're not going to celebrate the same age, the same time, would we? It doesn't make sense. Even though when you don't change, people do stay at a certain age. I can celebrate 18 my whole daggone life if I really wanted to. If I really wanted to just stay there. But I like to grow. And as I got older, I didn't realize through growth comes a lot of trials and tribulations. But, I I didn't make it this far to not know and recognize the lessons that I already learned. So if you do, during this change, if you do come across anything that kind of frightens you because it's unknown, you never dealt with this before, or not even frightened, make you feel uncomfortable and makes you be like, what is this? Sit down and relax and be with yourself so you can understand what happened. This may be a similar lesson to be learned. This may be a similar scenario that you went through before, but a tad different, and you can try that. And it's okay to fail. I have been an entrepreneur for about 10 years. And my goal was to have my own business. And I'm finally getting there. And it took me so many times to fail. And it's like, what did I learn new? And if I was sitting there sulking, because I have, sitting there sulking about all the things and times that I felt like a failure, instead of, on the flip side, looking at a new perspective at it and saying, dang, I really did X, Y, Z. It may not have been to what I really wanted to at that time, but let's just applaud the fact that we're here and we made it this far and we did do X, Y, Z. It wasn't a whole success, but to me, success is setting a goal and achieving it. Success doesn't necessarily have to be driving a Benz or whatever like that, having a certain amount of money. But then again, you set that goal and you got it, right? So that's successful to you. Can't nobody tell you what success is, because a lot of people, a lot of society does try to tell you what success is. And honestly, it's different for everybody. Again, because we're tapping into our soul, our creative spirit here. And that's what I'm bringing the message right now. So do you have to be open to? You have to be open to the unknown. You have to be open to change and have to be willing to grow. Set goals and make it through, because basically you need to be tapping into your intuition. We have big high priestess vibes going on right here, and it's funny, like, what do you want to manifest? What do you want to bring into your own reality? Right here, 2 fell out and it's like twins, so I said why not, right? Until you embrace and accept all that you are and all that you have been given in this life, you are going to continue spinning the same wheels. And this is kind of what I was talking about, right? Until we change, nothing else changes. Until we accept the change, nothing else will change, because we're going to continue being in this same cycle. Until we get out of that cycle, until we're ready to open that door and walk through what that door brings to us, nothing's going to change. And sometimes we think, let me close this door real quick. I don't want this. This feels too uncomfortable for me. I'm going to stay right here. Sometimes you don't have that option. Sometimes you walk into something totally new that lights up your whole life, changes your whole life, and you really can't go back to the old way. You just can't. If you try, it's going to be hard as hell. Harder than the way that you got there. So, and it's like, it's not going to be beneficial for you too. Because why would you go back to the past of things that didn't make you grow, right? That kept you stagnant. Like, the word retarded is not growth. It's the opposite. Like degressing or not growing at all. Just staying like, would you let life pass you by just to sit like this? That's like people in jail. You know what I mean? Like, they can't go outside and be a part of society. They don't be a part of like new technology and stuff like that. I'm sure there's new things. I have not been to jail, so I can't say. But I'm sure there's new things that are somewhat different within the jail. But like, they're in their cell all the time. They're sitting in one place all the time. They wake up, they see the same things going on, and unless somebody else tells them this is a change. But if us being a creator of our own life, then we make certain rules for ourselves. I mean, we are part of society, so yes, we do have certain rules within society, of course, that we should abide because, there will be consequences to do that. But when you're working with your soul and in the universe wants you to be aware of certain things that you can set for your life, that you can walk down this path that is meant for you and feel more purposeful. And this other one says, live more with intention and purpose, not careless actions. Exactly what I'm saying. I don't think I need to say more. And by doing this is by tapping into your intuition. She sits here with this new moon, and she has, for those that don't know about the High Priestess, she has this veil over her face because she sees through and sees different things. She doesn't see the earthly realm, she sees the other realm. And by doing that, it's tapping into your intuition, by using your third eye and having your inner mind's eye to reflect inward and to feel more about what is going on, because a universal law is what's going on within is definitely a reflection of what's going on in your outer world, most definitely. If you are feeling chaotic and just crazy and uncomfortable, 9.9 times out of 10, it's a lot of crazy crap going on the inside. And when you can find that peace, when you can find, just find that feeling of like, okay, then more things outside of you are more at ease, So let's just talk about how you can focus your intention to bring, new things into reality. So, one, comparing yourself to others dilutes your authentic power. I feel like the theme here is being authentic. And for those that don't understand their authentic nature, or if you do, it's time to just dive a little bit deeper to reveal some more things that are coming to the surface, because there are some things that will come to the surface, that will come to your mind, that will come in your crown chakra energy field and be like, well, what is this? I don't understand. And take time to understand. Be with yourself, get what's going on, tap into that intuition so you can move forward feeling more confident, feeling like, all right, I think I know what this is about. And then go through it and it's like, oh yeah, this is a process of trusting yourself, trusting your soul. And comparing yourself with other people ain't going to do it. I've had this my whole life, comparing myself with art because my art isn't good enough, or it's not part of the status quo, or you submit a certain artwork for a contest and it doesn't get picked because, well, it doesn't fit our clientele. And then you start feeling bad about yourself, or you start comparing your work. And the worst thing to do as an artist, as a creative, is to look at somebody else's work and compare it to yours and try to do the same thing. That's not authentic, and it's not truly coming from you. It's just not. So, and this ties in with shame is a lie that someone told you about yourself. People do try to shame you and try to say like, oh, you're so bad, you're being a bad person. Or, for instance, a typical artist is weird and they don't, what is that word? Socially inept. Like, you know what I mean? And they make it seem like it's a bad thing. How about maybe it's kind of good that they're weird because they're tapping into their own authentic self and being who they are and their creative nature. And also, what's the other thing that I just said? Socially inept. Maybe certain projects they have to work on to make beautiful, and the ones that don't really get it and they're gawking and feeling these emotions over the things that they're creating, maybe it takes them that much to actually zone out of society and other people and just tap right into themselves more and create. Some people create like that, but you won't know your creative process unless you understand yourself more. And that's the beauty of art. That's the beauty of creating and owning that creative energy, is because we're creative spirits, and the more that we can reflect inward and understand our authentic self, our authentic power that nobody else has, our soul, then we can create things authentically and bring more light to others around us. Art is life. Music touches the soul. Art touches the soul. Art as in visually painting, visual things, visual art. It does something. It gives people emotion in life. Cooking touches the soul. Dancing expresses the soul. Acting expresses what's going on inward. You know what I mean? And if you're not in those artistic realm, there's still something uniquely inside of you that that taps into your own power, that taps into your own unique self, your own blueprint. And all you got to do is understand that creative process and create it. Again, creativity comes from above, within, and releases all of that. So the creation is starts off as that idea, starts off as a whisper from spirit or whatnot. And it trickles down the chakra realms. And finally, the last chakra, at times when you're speaking of things from above, it goes into the reality, your root chakra. The stability, knowing that it's something tangible now that you have. Some people say that the root chakra is the beginning, the first chakra. To me, it's interchangeable. So I think I'm just going to leave it at that, and I'm just going to say, have the courage, because I pulled the angel card, and it was the angel of courage. My heart is open and full of courage. Courage and action that springs from the heart. All action inspired by a center of true love brings with itself security and firmness that cannot be disturbed. To be courageous is to know the fear. Let me say that again. To be courageous is to know that fear offers no resistance to love. So the message has been so clear that, understand what you don't need and embrace more things that feels right, that feels good, that makes you feel happy. Don't compare yourself to anybody else. I think this is more of a time of being by yourself and embracing new things, and just being open to the change. Because there's some new changes that will be happening that you may have been working on, in the past, but it's starting to come into fruition, or it's just some things that maybe you've been thinking about, but you're like, how does this happen? How does it happen? By sitting with yourself, being comfortable with yourself, gaining that courage and love of yourself to say, if anybody else that does not resonate, if anybody else that does not, even if anybody else that doesn't think that this, by saying F you is not godly or isn't spiritual. I know myself. Be courageous, be understanding, be with yourself enough to know that you are secure with yourself and have the confidence to move forward into the unknown. And that's what I want to tell you guys. That's a message. That's all I need to give to you guys. I feel comfortable and confident with this message, and I hope that this resonates with you. Again, I'm giving a peace of mind to one person at a time. That's my goal. And as I was saying before, the Patreon, I have a new blog that I'm going to be doing that gives a lot of good services for creatives that help with creative direction, as well as replenishing your energy, because we all need that replenishment of creating things. You know, after you created something just wonderful and stuff, you need to take time and rejuvenate your energy so you can do it again. And you know, me personally, I know how it feels when you're trying to do something that's not, I don't want to say that hasn't been done, but that's different to the norm around the other people that are around you. And then it's like you're looking like so different and awkward, and you need that energy to be reciprocated. But a lot of people that you may be around can't even give that to you, because they can't even begin to have a conversation with what you're trying to do or understand how the process to get to where you're going. And I'm here to do that. I'm here to understand the creative process, to help direct you with that creative process, and to help expand that energy so you can do further processes, if that makes sense. So check out the links below. I really hope this resonated with you. This is the energy that needs to be going on, you know, to be aware of for this new cycle, this month that we're going to be exiting out of and going into. And this is the month of the season of Aquarius. So get those innovative thoughts going and figure out the process on how to take steps forward to meet your goals and feel successful about what you're trying to do. Again, I'm Koi. Check out the links below. Subscribe if you haven't already. Like, share, do all that stuff. And I'll see you next time.